Hi, Grace Spark here, and it's time to meet your new AI assistant. Today we're talking about the balance model in the AI4B Pro app, or as people outside the app know it, ChatGPT 4.0. Let's just bring our slides up. Okay. So in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to provide you with a comprehensive foundation for understanding one of today's most useful and accessible AI tools, and made by OpenAI. By the end of this session, you should, or hopefully will, understand what ChatGPT 4.0 is and how it works at a concept level, how it differs from other digital tools that you may already use, its strengths and limitations, and appropriate use cases. This is important. And the realistic expectations you should have when using this technology, because at the end of the day, it's not magic. Whether you're a complete newcomer to AI or you're someone who's heard of ChatGPT but never understood what makes it so special, this session will give you a foundation you need to make an informed decision about incorporating it into your work or into your personal life, or both. So ChatGPT 4.0 is an artificial intelligence language model, or an LLM, developed by OpenAI. Let's break this down in practical terms. It's a computer program that is trained to understand and generate human-like text. That's human-like, not exactly, but human-like text through conversation. So if we break down the name, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Transformer being the underlying technology. 4 indicates that it's the 4th major version, and O stands for Omni. This means it can take in more than just text. It can take in images, voice, and so forth. To understand how ChatGPT 4.0 works, imagine if someone could read millions of books and millions of articles and millions of websites and have millions of conversations, and then become exceptionally good at recognizing all the patterns in the human communication in these cases. That's essentially what's happening during ChatGPT 4.0's training process. The system has learnt an enormous data set of text from the internet, books, other sources, identified the patterns in the language, the context in the language, and the appropriate responses to each conversation. And this training was completed at a certain cutoff, which is important. This means that the information is cut off at a certain point, so that the LLM, or ChatGPT 4.0, doesn't know anything as far as the computers are concerned past that date. So if you ask anything recent, it won't actually know what you're talking about. It won't understand is probably the better word than know. So ChatGPT 4.0 can assist with writing and editing, anything from emails to creative stories to technical documents, analysis and explanation, breaking down complex topics into understandable parts, or feeding it data and it recognizing patterns in the data. Problem solving, helping you think through challenges from multiple angles, which brings me to creative tasks like brainstorming, storytelling, learning support. It can act as a tutor or a study partner. A lot of people use it for that. It can code writing and debugging. It's also very handy for as well. So for coders out there, this is great for helping you find your errors and write simple code for you, so you can concentrate on the more complex structure. It's crucial to understand what ChatGPT 4.0 is not. It's not a search engine. It doesn't browse the internet for current information. It's not omniscient, that's the word I'm looking for. It can make errors, and it has knowledge limitations. It's not sentient, despite its conversational abilities and the and the appearance that it's having a conversation with you, it is not conscious and it does not have emotions. It just knows how to emulate them. And it's not a replacement for professional expertise in specialized fields. I like to think of ChatGPT 4.0 as a Swiss Army knife with a personality. Unlike specialized tools like Excel at one specific task, like Excel that excels at one specific task, ChatGPT is designed to be competent across a wide range of applications. It's the difference between having a toolbox full of single-purpose instruments versus having a versatile tool that can handle most of your daily needs effectively. The key to understanding ChatGPT's 4.0 is recognizing that it operates through a sophisticated pattern recognition. When you input a question or request, the system analyzes your text and identifies patterns that match what it has learned during training. Think of this as if you've had thousands of conversations on a particular topic, you develop an intuitive sense of how to respond appropriately. ChatGPT operates similarly, but with patterns learned with millions of examples. Think of it as a autocomplete on steroids. Here's a complete. Here's what happens when you interact with ChatGPT. First, you input the input processing. So your text is analyzed for meaning, context, and intent. Then pattern matching. The system references what it's learned through other patterns for similar interactions to what you've said. Then it will go to context integration. It considers the conversation history and relevant information. What this means is things you've said before that particular prompt will also be taken into account. Then it goes to response generation. It produces text that is statistically fits the patterns it has learned. So that's very important. A lot of people don't realize that most AIs are just statistical machines. And then the outputting format is the response is structured to be conversational and helpful. Unlike using search engines or simple chatbots, ChatGPT maintains context throughout your conversation. This means it remembers what you discussed earlier and builds upon that information. This conversational memory is what makes it feel like you're talking to another human who is very knowledgeable and is there to assist you rather than repeatedly starting from scratch. ChatGPT is well known for that because it not only has a conversational memory, it also has a history memory that it will remember conversations that happened before the one you're currently in. That's fairly specific to OpenAI's models. Because ChatGPT works through a pattern recognition, and the quality and specificity of your input directly affects the quality of the output. Clear, specific requests with appropriate context will consistently yield better results than vague, overly broad queries. For example, help me write better gives it very little to work with, while help me rewrite this business email to be more professional, concise for the client who prefers direct communication, provides a clear direction and context. So you'll get a better answer. Now I'm going to demonstrate ChatGPT, or as we call it, the balance model in the AI4B Pro app. And I'll show you it in that app. And I'll show you some interactions just to give you an idea. So I'll just click on this. So here we are. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to balanced, which is ChatGPT 4.0. So let's start with something simple. So explain how email works in simple terms. It'll think, and then there you go. There's your answer. So as you notice, it provides a straightforward explanation. I'll let you read through that yourself. And but now we can say something like, that was good. Look, not in the text box. That was good, but explain it like I'm 8 years old. You'll have a bit of a think. And then it re-explains it. So this is example of two things. One, that it can explain or do tasks according to the context you've given it. But it also remembers what you've done. You didn't actually say reword the output from above so that an 8-year-old could understand it. It's remembered the last thing you've done and understood that that's what you're talking about. So that's the conversational memory it's referred to. So there's also problem solving it can do. Where you could we'll put an example in here. So let's say I need to improve customer retention for my small coffee shop, but let's say I have a limited budget. So you're giving it constraints, you're giving it context. So this will actually give us a better answer, and it will actually give us a more targeted answer. It will also do one for a coffee. It'll be for a coffee shop, and it'll be for something that you can do on a limited budget. And here is one: start a simple loyalty program, create a welcoming atmosphere, learn your regulars' names. See, that's just little things like that would be important, and this is how it helps you solve problems, and you can troubleshoot. Not just troubleshoot, brainstorm is the word I'm looking for. But brainstorming with the actual app to give you ideas. Because if we had time, you could actually respond to each of these and dig deeper into each suggestion. But I won't do that because I'm trying to do this in half an hour. So let's go back to the slides. That's the demonstration. Yep. Okay, so ChatGPT versus Google search. When you use Google, you get a list of websites that might contain the information you need. You then have to visit those sites and read thoroughly, potentially lengthy content, and synthesize your information yourself. With ChatGPT, it takes a different approach. It synthesizes the information into a direct conversational response tailored to your specific questions, and the more specific your question is, the better responses you'll get. And instead of showing you where to find the information, it just gives you the information. So ChatGPT versus voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. which are good for setting timers, checking the weather, playing music. ChatGPT 4.0 is designed for more complex and extended interactions. You can have back and forth conversation, refine ideas, work through complex problems together. You can almost treat it like another person, but yeah, of course, it's not. And lastly, another comparison, specialized tools like, say, Grammarly focus on specific tasks, like grammar and style correction, while ChatGPT can perform grammar correction, but also help with content creation, restructuring, tone adjustment, and creative brainstorming, all in the same conversation. So there's a bit of a comparison to different other softwares and so forth out there, just so you can understand what the difference is. Okay, so ChatGPT sets apart by having conversational continuity. I'm not very good at pronouncing words, that builds throughout your interaction. What this means is, as you go through the conversation, it will remember what was said beforehand, and it will build on that with each new prompt. It has the ability to switch between different types of tasks seamlessly. You can go from data analysis to conversation to where do I book a flight, all these sort of things, from one to the other without a problem. It'll understand that you're changing what you're talking about. It has adaptability in your conversation preferences. ChatGPT is definitely known for that. Over time, it will learn how you communicate. Now, in the app with AI for Business, this is not the case. It will only remember conversations because it's using an API to OpenAI, so it doesn't have those extra features because that's built into their system. But it still remembers your conversations. So if you say something right at the beginning of the conversation, it will remember that right at the end of the conversation. So it will take it into account. Multimodal capabilities, which is just a fancy way of saying that it can take in text, images, and voice. And the part that a lot of people like, it is available 24/7 without fatigue or mood variations, as they say. Now, on saying that, we should set some realistic expectations. ChatGPT excels at as a first draft generator that you then refine and improve yourself. It's great as a brainstorming partner for exploring ideas. It's great as a learning assistant. It can train you in what it knows, and it can explain concepts in multiple ways. So you can come at things from different angles until you understand it. And it's also a writing collaborator that helps you structure and add clarity to your writing. What it is not is a replacement of a professional expertise or human judgment. It is not a source of real-time or very recent information because, like we said before, there's that cutoff. It's not infallible. It will make mistakes. So you should always review things, especially if it's for an important use. It is not appropriate for sensitive personal, medical, legal, finance advice. It does what's called hallucinations. These can be reduced, they can be mitigated, but pretty much what it is, it's that probability side of it where the probability of what it says next is actually something that's not true. It's a hard one to explain. I'll try to do it later. I'll try to do it in another video, I should say, sorry. To get the best results out of ChatGPT, you want to be specific. Be very clear with your requests. Provide relevant context, and examples will also help as well. Don't hesitate to ask for variations or clarifications. This is a mistake a lot of people make. They will go to chat, or any AI for that matter, type something in, they get something ridiculous and go, well, this is silly. Instead of going, could you revise that? Could you do it this way? Could you do it that way? Until you get the response you're actually after. Treat it as a collaborative tool, not as the final authority. You don't want to... human judgment always needs to come into place, because it is... it's not all-knowing. Even though it knows a lot of things, it's not all-knowing. And always, always, always fact-check important information through additional resources. So in conclusion, the key takeaways of today, or this session, I should say, it's a pattern recognition system that excels at conversational text-based tasks. So you need to remember that. That's pretty important. A lot of people think it's this magic thing, or it knows everything. What it's doing is it's recognizing patterns, and it's using vast amount of data and vast amount of recognition to look like it's learning and understanding things. It maintains context throughout conversations. That's a ChatGPT thing. Some others do it as well, but ChatGPT is really well known for that. And it can adapt to your needs as you let it know. It's best used as a collaborative tool and to enhance your capabilities, not as something that does everything for you. That's not what it's for. Understanding its limitations is important, as understanding its strengths, so that you don't take the wrong steps. Armed with this foundational knowledge, you're now prepared to explore ChatGPT 4.0, as we call it, the balanced model in AI for Business Pro app, I should say. The best way to understand is to truly understand this tool is through hands-on experimentation. Start with low stake tasks, I should say, and gradually move up to more complex applications. Me personally, that's how I've learnt to use most of these AIs, is just by, for lack of a better word, playing. Putting stuff in, seeing what comes out, changing it, telling it to do this, telling it to do that, starting from scratch, doing it again, and you, for lack of a better word, you get a feel for how it works. So thank you for your attention, and I hope this session serves you well as you explore your AI for Business app, or for those who aren't in our system, to explore the ChatGPT 4.0 model. And I hope it's you learn how you can use it for your specific needs and applications. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.